Okay, there's an important decision that needs to be made, and somebody has a bit of an avoidant energy here. We have Knight of Swords and the Seven of Swords. I don't love this energy. It's giving somebody that is very inconsistent in their communication skills. Somebody that can be very reactionary, in and out. Not really sticking to what they're saying. So words and actions don't align. We're obviously getting some emotional avoidance here. Somebody running away from the situation, somebody avoiding a conversation. So perhaps somebody ghosted you, somebody took an L. Somebody took an L, and I feel like they're really not, they're not ready for the conversation. But let's see what we have here, because we do have the Lovers card. We do have here this card, which means, like, were you ignoring red flags? Were you seeing that perhaps this person had some shady behaviors and you chose to bypass that? And now you're kind of like, I see it, I can't unsee it now. Perhaps I didn't want to see it before. Your intuition maybe was trying to talk to you because the High Priestess is here. So there's something right now about this period feeling really significant when it comes to healing, when it comes to restoring some sort of inner self-control, inner balance. There's something around, you know, a scale needing to be realigned and readjusted here. So we're just getting started. If you're dealing with an avoidant, here we are. Let's see here. There's a lot of healing cards, so let's get the full spread here. Okay. We are entering Mercury retrograde. And I think it's in Cancer, so it's going to bring up a lot of moods and attitudes. Okay, let's put it this way. But I am seeing that there is some sort of potential desire for resolution with that Three of Pentacles coming through with the Knight of Cups. So it feels like there's one of you that really wants to make amends, come forward, repair the situation. You know, I want to talk about Mercury retrograde here and what happens when exes come back, because not all exes are bad, but you have to be really mindful around what kind of connection it is. If it's an insecure avoidant dynamic here, just because of the way that this is starting and there's like avoidant energy and things are still unresolved in the sense of you guys not doing your respective healing, and you know, it is a trauma bond at the end of the day. It's there to help you heal. It doesn't mean that that healing journey is supposed to happen with the person. You have to do this on your own. And so oftentimes these types of karmic relationships will loop back into our reality when we have more learning to do, when we still have unfinished business. Does this mean that it's necessarily good and that you're going to get the outcome that you hope for? No. It means that perhaps the healing hasn't been done and that you still have to learn, quote unquote, a lesson. So be mindful. And these lessons are not there to punish us, but they're there to help us evolve. They're there to help us see where we can have better boundaries, more self-love, where we can really just root ourselves in boundaries and so on. And so I do see here that there is some sort of karmic connection for sure, because we have the Lovers, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups can often be a card of past life connection. It could be inner child healing, right? And so oftentimes these types of past life connections, what happens is that it's like inner child wounds that are in this, that we're experiencing in this reality that are like still unresolved, that we have to heal. They're going to keep showing up in our relational dynamics. Okay. On a neuroscience level, you guys hear me speak about this all the time. We call this trauma reenactment, or in psychology, or subconscious patterning if we want to talk about neuroscience. Okay. And so there's something there full circle, I feel like, that needs to get resolved. I think that there's certain things that you know, perhaps weren't ready to look at in regards to this connection, in regards to this person. So if you're having a hard time letting them go and you're not really sure if this is like some sort of trauma bond energy or if it's like more of like a soul connection, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all soul connections, but it just, you know, what's the deeper lesson behind it? You can go do the no contact protocol, because we do shadow work in that protocol that's going to actually help you understand if you are holding on to this person out of attachment or out of alignment, okay? And I speak to you about the neuroscience of attachment. I give you tools that are going to help you regulate your nervous system. It is a beautiful workshop that is, I made it so accessible, you guys, so that you guys can actually not crash out and freak out and just tune out and constantly focus and obsess over them, but actually bring your energy back to yourself and actually start doing some of this healing. I don't know if you're going to get what you want with this person. I have to be quite honest. And obviously this is a generalized reading. So if you want to know how your story is going to turn out, if you want to get some sort of Mercury retrograde forecast, you could book a reading with me. You could hit the link in bio, whether it's a pre-recorded reading, you can ask up to 4 questions, or you could book a live. And in the lives, we really dive into more of the psychology aspects of things and kind of like your patterning. And it's very insightful. Because the Page of Wands in reverse, you know, next to the Nine of Cups is kind of conflicting for me. We're going to get more on this, but it feels like somebody's really having a hard time to move forward and give you what it is that you want, okay? Let's see why. Can we know why? Can we get more on this, please? Yeah, there's something that they haven't let go of. There's something that's still kind of blocking them. There is, with the Hangman, wow, this is conflicting energy. It's like there's hope, but there's still blocks. So there's still things that need some work, right? All relationships require work, but there is some sort of like, I'm seeing them right now probably in the energy, and that's probably why they left, is like they didn't feel like they can give you what it is that you want. And I feel like you were looking at this connection as like a very long-term potential type of connection. Like 10 of Pentacles is the whole shebang. It's like stability, security, it's long-term building. You know, we love this energy. Obviously, it's like the ultimate outcome that we all want. And so we're kind of seeing this person kind of in this like Hangman energy, 4 of Cups energy, like not really knowing how to move forward. But all of a sudden, I feel like there's some sort of shift in perspective where now we're seeing the 6 of Wands, we're seeing the 3 of Wands. So there's some sort of like after thinking, right? Like Hangman does represent like a shift in their mindset, a shift in thinking. So perhaps they're like, I'm not sure I can do this again. I'm not sure I'm ready for this. I'm not sure I can actually give them and like move into, you know, this relationship and give it my all. But there seems to be some sort of pivot. That's why the door kept opening and closing before. Interesting. And it stopped doing it now. So pretty weird. The door is not necessarily open, so it's not like there's ghosts or anything, but you know, I just kind of saw it as a sign. Yeah, so it feels like there is distance for sure. We're seeing it with Page of Pentacles, we're seeing it with 3 of Wands, but it feels like now they're like with that like distance, they're able to make a better decision about the two of you. Whatever it is that you guys were experiencing before, it's almost like it had to fall apart so that something better and stronger could be rebuilt. This person is potentially also spying on you, keeping tabs, asking about you to friends, stalking you on social media. Perhaps fake accounts could be significant. They're still watching your move. They are still watching your move. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, there's definitely going to be some sort of forward movement. There could be a potential reunion. Be mindful. Don't ignore the red flags. And if you need advice and if you want to know exactly what your own unique story, don't get too delusional. Remember, these are generalized readings. Okay, use your discernment. If you are feeling triggered and you feel like this is speaking to you, it's probably because you should book a reading. I have space left next week. Link in bio to book. Emergency sessions are also always available if you need emergency assistance. And I will never reach out to you via DM asking you for links to Venmo for donations. So please don't fall for scammers.